Hey guys, welcome back to Dueling Destination. I hope everybody's been safe and you're doing okay. And I'd like to thank everyone that watched my video from my Eternity Code box opening. I got a lot of great feedback on it. I like it. And let's go straight into this deck profile. Remember, if you want to take a look at it, there should be a little card somewhere up in the right hand side. And there you go. You can see what we did on that box opening and what we got. So this deck is my Mekk-Knight deck. Of course, it includes the needle fiber combos. That's just basically one of the best combos right now in the game, so I must use that as I want to be as competitive as I can. Remember, this is just an idea of the deck. If you have a better way and you can use it and adjust cards, that's great. That's perfect, guys. And remember to hit the notification bell because that's how you get to see my videos as soon as they come up. So we're gonna start off with, of course, using a playset of Purple Nightfall. Purple Nightfall being one of the best Mekk-Knight cards in the game. And I think this guy's a big body, and just having him special summon, you can go first or second with this deck and you get a lot of pluses. So I needed to run a playset of this guy. I'm gonna use also just 2 copies of Blue Sky. Blue Sky is one of my favorite Mekk-Knights just because I like the color blue a lot, but I just needed 2 of them this time as he's not as important. Another card that's very important for me on this deck is the Indigo Eclipse. For me, he's really good in this deck because with the trap card, he can actually give you 2 negates. And that's pretty good. You know, he can use this effect even during your opponent's turn. People have to know how to play around the columns with this deck. So if they don't, you really have a good advantage over them. And also, I'm using a small Invoke engine. I'm using just 1 Alistair because Invoke is still really good. And of course, with the whole Link Cross Needle Fiber combo going into the Mecha Phantom Link monster, you get stuck using only Synchros, XCs, or Fusions, and Invoker really gives me, the Alistair really gives me the ability to play around that. So just 1 Alistair. I'm using the Despot engine as well. This deck is basically designed for every opening hand for you to be able to have plays. So I'm using a lot of tuners and ways to actually go into Nether Fiber, having no problems and no breaks. So using Despot number 3 works out pretty good here. Then I'm gonna use Despot number 1, 2 copies because sometimes I draw into this guy and that's not really good. So I'm just using 2 copies of this Despot, and he's very powerful. So of course we're gonna use this engine, and I decided to use 2 copies of Gen Synchron. Again, Needle Fiber is one of the best engines in the game. You gotta use this guy. I think this guy is gonna get banned, so the ban should drop sometime this week or today probably, we don't know. So you might see a change in this deck profile soon. And also, I decided to use 2 Adhara, the Tenny. This guy is pretty good. What happens with him is because when I go first, I can always special summon him and just normal summon any other monster, and I got Needle Fiber. And sometimes that happens because of the amount of hand traps I play in this. So this guy is pretty good. I really like him for a tuner, and he's pretty underrated. People don't look into him, and he's a great one for 1 target. Of course, we're gonna use one of the Mecha Phantom Beast Olion. He's one of the best guys also in the game. I really think he might get hit on the ban list as well. So this is where it changes up a bit. I'm trying to use 2 copies of Gamma Seals because everyone again is using the whole Needle Fiber combo, ending on some powerful negates, but Gamma Seal is able to get over them. So having that 1 out to Gamma Seal in conjunction with my Mekk-Knight is pretty cool, and I like that. So Gamma Seal is 2 copies. I decided to go with 2 copies of Phantasme because people think that we're Master Rule 5, so Link summons are not important, but I've been seeing an increase of Link summons, and I think Phantasme is still a great monster to have, and I was fortunate enough to pull 2 of these guys, so I'm definitely going to use those. For my hand traps, I went to 2 Ash Blossoms because Ash Blossoms are still good in the game, and this works out pretty good for my Invoke engine as well, so we need that. And also double copies of DD Crow because DD Crow is just crazy in the format. So this is my monster lineup. I'm very much liking this monster lineup. I think it's pretty good. There might be some changes later on, but just look out for that one. And for my traps, I'm just using 5 traps because I want to be as competitive as I can, and I do need my spells a lot. So I'm using only 2 copies of World Legacy Secrets. This guy's special summon is basically all my Mekk-Knight monsters back, and also with Indigo, it really gives me like 2 negates basically. So that's really good, and I really like that because I can always use Indigo as a link fodder too to continue as I'm climbing up the link ladder. So that's pretty cool there. And I decided to use triple copies of Impermanence because you have to negate a lot of stuff right now, and I still find this very useful. So Impermanence is really good right now still, because we are doing the needle fiber combo going off. I'm trying to really summon as much as we can. We do need the Call by the Grave because any little mistake really costs you, or any negate costs you the game during your opponent's turn. So Call by the Grave works out great for us. And again, for the small invoke engine, I'm deciding to use just 2 invocations because this deck is very reliant on its normal summon. So Alistair normally doesn't get normal summon, but if I can draw into an invocation because this deck does draw a lot, I'm probably going to put a Mekk-Knight out first turn as well, and that's going to be very powerful board for people to get over. So that works out great. And because of what we're doing on this whole format, you know, everyone's building that impossible board to break. So I'm using 2 Dark Ruler no more in my main deck because whatever my opponent has up, I can probably just break that board and just set up my own board. I'm not going to be able to win the game that turn, but I'm going to be able to put up a very powerful board, and my opponent is going to be low on resources at that point. So this is very good right now for me. And I decided to use 1 pot of Avarice again. This deck goes all through the resources very fast, and being able to recur back my monsters into the deck and just be able to draw 2 gives me an ability to just control the duel the way I want to, and not just go all out one turn and lose all my resources then. So I think Pot of Avarice is great. I might bump that up to 2. And for the additional 1-offs, I'm using 1 Twin Twister because rogue matchups, you never know. One of the best cards in the game for me right now, 1 for 1. I have a lot of targets in this deck just to continue setting off my plays, and Monster Reborn as an additional extender. I really like Monster Reborn for that purpose, that sometimes I just need an additional extender, and that works out pretty good. So let's go into the extra deck. The extra deck is very tight. I had to consider a lot of different cards that I wanted to use here and not wanted to use. So if you guys have any ways in which cards could work better, please let me know down in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. Remember, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that notification bell, and help me grow my channel a bit more. I really do appreciate everyone here, and welcome to all the new subscribers as well, guys. So of course we're gonna do 1 link reveal, needle fiber, 1 link cross because it's just too broken, and 1 of the barricade blocker. This guy is just great as well because this is what allows us to go into the Mecha Phantom card. But these guys on their own, they're very great, and I'm pretty happy that I was able to pick up some of these cards so early. I'm using 1 IP. Again, this deck can go different ways. You're not all depending only on needle fiber, so that's pretty good. I'm using 1 needle fiber, and of course the Mecha Phantom link that just makes everything possible. I don't know if this guy might get hit. I really hope not, because that's very important to my combos. Needle fiber is not gonna get hit. That's one of the main sellers. And because we're playing the Mekk-Knight engine, it gives us the ability to go into some very powerful link monsters. Even if they stop us, we can always go into cards like the Blackluster Soldier, which a lot of people forgot is really a thing. The Mekk-Knight Avermax, again, very powerful monsters. And I decided to go with Borrow Load because sometimes I just need to get control of some big cards, and really my monsters are not too strong. So these guys are like the muscle in the whole deck, and that's what I like a lot. So that's all for the link monsters, because with some combos we do, we are limited on the link monsters we can use. So the rest are synchros, which we gotta use 1 Formula Synchron. One of this guy, he's pretty good. He was pretty underrated when he came out in the Mega Thing, but now a lot of people like him. And of course 1 Herald of the Arclight, because you know, it's Herald, we need him. So that's for some synchros. And finally, for the last synchro, one of the best synchro monsters in here, Borrow Load Savage Dragon. Again, he's just crazy and negates, and to play around this guy, people have a lot of problems. And now for my fusion, I decided to go with 2 Mekabas because we have light monsters, 1 Alistair. We can recycle the Alistair and continue going, and just 1 Purgatrio to end off the fusion monsters. And guys, this is the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and I hope you guys get all the cards you want. If you have any ideas on how I can make this deck profile better, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.